Good morning. I got a haircut. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. It don't really matter though. Anyway, today we're reacting to a video by a very special man. He goes by Grifter. Great name. Straight to the point. I like it. I like it a lot. Alright, anyway, this video is called, Did Hasan Just Call Hila a Valid Military Target? Spoiler alert, he did not.
Can I get you banned for violent threats again? What violent threat
But this
did
is
I
the
make
meta.
this time? Both the settlers and also the Israeli occupying force in the West Bank. Doesn't matter if it's your favorite podcasters like Wife that participate in these raids. The violence that the Palestinians engage in an act of resistance against this illegal occupying force is literally legal, definitionally legal.
No, it's not. If somebody attacks Hila Klein, they're gonna go to jail.
I've never said that, and I don't believe that, and they're lying. It's not me that is threatening anybody. It's, take it up with the United Nations.
All right. I think it's pretty clear at this point. Hasan is dangerously irresponsible, at the bare minimum. You've probably heard Hasan's statements implying Hila Klein is a valid military target. And while the statements aren't as...
No, she is not a valid military target. She was a valid military target. That is, and that's the point, okay? It doesn't matter if it... Like, look, man. I've known people in the IDF. I've known people who have served in the IDF. I've spoken to them. And, unsurprisingly, they are just people. Yeah, some of them, or maybe even most of them, are, clinically insane. But I've only talked to a few, and they're all, dual citizens. And so, I think that the ones that I meet who are American are probably, more relatable to me, more normal, not so, bloodthirsty, perhaps. But anyway, all that is to say, I know what it's like to kind of be friends with and empathize with actual Nazis, okay? You have to understand, people in the IDF, they are like the Nazis of Nazi Germany. They are facilitating and uplifting in a system of infrastructure which oppresses the Palestinian minority, who have historically been brutalized, evicted from their land unjustifiably. This is just the reality. This is just what's happening. Okay, and anyway, I think that Hasan doesn't want people to get it twisted. Okay, just because Hila is a relatable and friendly face that, you've seen on the internet even if it's someone you like, even if it's someone you personally like, if they were in the IDF, they were a valid military target when they were serving. Okay, that's it. So, you need to understand that definitionally, according to the definition of genocide and of ethnic cleansing, or Palestinians, have a right to defend themselves. They have a right to fight back against their oppressors. What they're doing when they fight back is legal and justified for the most part. And that's not to say that Hamas is good and whatever, okay, everybody wants me to condemn Hamas or whatever, like, yeah, okay, Hamas does evil things. Okay, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, because what Palestinians do is legal. Okay, Hamas may be like terrorist, but throwing rocks at tanks is not illegal. Throwing rocks at IDF soldiers is not illegal. Attacking IDF soldiers is not illegal. It is in fact legal. But that being said, like, doing terrorism is bad. Okay, I acknowledge that. Whatever.
Direct
right? Anyway,
as
let's
people
just
were initially implying they were. That doesn't mean Hasan isn't being dangerously irresponsible by even mentioning Hila Klein's name in the same sentence while talking about this. Let's break down what Hasan actually said.
But she was in the IDF. What do you mean mentioning her name? Like, she did that. She chose to do that. She joined the IDF, and then not only did she join the IDF, and arguably she, chose to do that, even though they do have forced conscription, okay? But, not only did she join, she actively, she went out of her way to participate in a night raid. Okay, and what was it in, Rafala? Right? That's where the raid happened that she went on. Or, Ramallah. I think it was Ramallah. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. She went on a fucking night raid in the West Bank or whatever. And it's just like that. If you know anything about the IDF, you know that those night raids are brutal. Like, what they do is they break into people's homes and they separate them. They put the men on one side, the women on the other, and they ransack their house. That's what a night raid is. You pick a random house, you go in there, you wake everyone up, men on one side, women on the other, ransack the place. Rinse and repeat. Anyway,
and why
let's keep
it's
going.
not exactly what people were initially claiming, but is still disgustingly irresponsible and even dangerous. Especially when you consider this guy's history of past statements.
They're trying to get you banned for violent threats again? What violent threat did I make this time? Ugh. What happened now? Okay, don't say what is it? God, man. Okay, calm down. I want to know what it is. They're saying you called H a valid military target? If someone of the Israeli occupying force is participating in a raid in the West Bank, in the process of participating in that raid, just in the process of participating in that raid, yeah, they are a valid military target.
That is an important distinction. What he just said here is an important distinction, and it's, I don't know. I sound like a broken record. Okay, I know. But when she was in the IDF, when she was going on this night raid, that is what made her a valid military target, and she was. Okay, that doesn't mean that she is now. And he's specifically saying that because motherfuckers like this will be like, oh, you're calling for the death of Hila Klein, you're calling for the assassination of her. No, she's not a military target now.
They're saying you currently think she's a valid target? No, of course not. That's idiotic. I've never said that, and I don't believe that, and they're lying. It's the way it's clipped? No.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. Like, if you play the clip... He's right, though, Grifter. Come on.
See, this guy says this is all bull. And while it might not be initially what people were claiming, the fact that he's upset that people are taking this from his statements, it's like, dude, can you really be surprised what people are drawing outrage from in regarding to this?
I mean, at this
when
point,
your
not
history
really.
Includes statements
not surprised.
Like, America deserved 9/11 because we brought it upon ourselves.
America deserved 9/11, dude. I'm saying it.
Said Rick Scott should be assassinated if people cared about Medicare fraud because of his history of Medicare.
No, he didn't say that. He said if Republicans cared about Medicare fraud, they would kill Rick Scott. They would do it. Okay, if they cared, because Rick Scott did the largest Medicare fraud in history, in the history of Medicare. He committed the biggest Medicare scam in the history of Medicare. Okay, we're talking about millions of dollars he scammed from Medicare, from the government. And do you know what happened to him? He was acquitted. He was found not guilty. He wasn't convicted of anything, I believe. I believe he was convicted of nothing for doing the biggest Medicare scam in history. And Rick Scott is championed by the Republican Party. He advocates for private health care. That's one of his main things, because he, of course, has a long history in the healthcare industry. When I say healthcare in this country, it's not healthcare. You know, it's more like an extortion racket. But yeah, I mean, Rick Scott was a part of that. He lobbies for that, or he's been lobbied for it. You know, like he's like any other politician. Okay, he's bought and sold. I think Rick Scott is he's a particularly bad person because of the jobs he had before he was a politician. If you didn't know, he was the CEO of a big healthcare company, which scammed Medicare, and he was the architect of that scam, of course. But I guess that's actually not true, because he wasn't convicted of anything. He's actually completely innocent. He is so
Medicare
innocent.
fraud.
Oh my God.
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott.
And even said the CEO killer should be set free, and wouldn't stop gushing about how attractive he was.
New video overnight, the shooter
He should be set free. There is not enough evidence to convict him, okay? And I guess you could say, like, there's evidence that we don't know about that is being presented in his case. And, like, I don't know. I want to see the evidence. From what I've seen so far, no, you can't convict him. You can't convict him. Yeah, so like, basically what happened is that there's all this camera footage of this guy wearing these clothes, and he has this backpack and this mask and the eyebrows. Okay. It looks like, to me, there were multiple people, because like, it's been a while since I've looked at this case, because it was like, what was it, like 7 months ago at this point. But like, it was something about the timing and like where the guy was at certain times, and it just didn't make sense. Like, he couldn't travel that quickly. He couldn't. It'd be like he had to be in two places at the same time, and all that is to say is that there were probably multiple guys all wearing the same outfit to create confusion. But then, if that's the case, we don't know if Luigi actually killed the guy or if it was someone else. We don't even know for sure if Luigi was actually a part of this and participated in it and was one of these guys that dressed up, because like, the only evidence is the eyebrows. Like, the eyebrows kind of look like his. You know, in the footage where the guy took the mask down and you could see his face, it doesn't even look like Luigi. It doesn't even look like him. Like, I've seen the two side by side. It's not 1-to-1, okay, for sure. They kind of look alike, okay. They're both white dudes. Their eyebrows look similar, but I don't know. And anyway, the way that he was caught was even more suspicious. So you're telling me that he went to a McDonald's and, like, acted very suspiciously to get an employee to call the cops on him, and he was writing a letter about how he did it and about how he killed the CEO, and he just so happened to have the gun with him in his backpack. Like, it's just weird. It's just weird. It's a weird thing to do. I don't know. I want more answers. I want more evidence. I want to see it. I at this point, at the present moment, I am not confident that Luigi actually killed the guy. I can't say that with confidence. If he did, I hope he gets off lightly. You know, while murder is a terrible thing, this wasn't like a normal kind of murder. Like this was a very different kind of murder. He murdered a healthcare CEO. Okay, like, yeah, I want him to get off with a slap on the wrist. Obviously, the healthcare workers and they all might want to. By healthcare workers, I mean fucking CEOs, pencil pushers, insurance agents. They might want him to go to jail. But I don't care. I think that the structure of our again, healthcare industry with quotes, it is abhorrent. It is brutal. It's wrong. It's just it sucks, and for that reason, I don't find this murder to be as egregious as other homicides. I just don't. Okay, I'm not saying it was okay. I'm not saying the guy fuck his family, fuck him. No, it is sad, okay, and it's okay to say it's sad, okay. I also hear a lot of leftists that don't want people to be saying that, and I get why, because people that try to sympathize with this CEO, they are often conservatives that completely miss the point of why this happened and what is happening, what were the conditions which led to this happening. And anyway, let's just keep going. Okay, I'm not going to keep
20 minutes before the shooting.
Don't get mad at me. I don't want to be inappropriate here, but he looks kind of fucking hot, dude. Well, I don't even know what a face is. I have face blindness, officer. He's so sick.
When you're known for saying these kind of things,
He's
then
so
you
sick.
mention Hila Klein's name in the same sentence as your ramble about people being in the West Bank being valid military targets. It shouldn't really take a rocket scientist to figure out why people are so upset with you. Because you have this history of saying these insanely extreme things, then being like, well, what I actually meant was this, guys. Alright, let's take a look at the initial statements.
No, that's kind of inaccurate, okay? I get what he's saying. Hasan does sort of do that, okay? But it's not a, no, guys, that's not what I meant. It's more like a no, guys, you misunderstood me, probably intentionally. It's not that he's saying something and he actually meant one thing, but he accidentally said something else. No, it's you are misunderstanding what he's saying. And I suspect, and he probably suspects as well, that this is intentional. But anyway, with the 9/11 thing, Hasan said America deserved 9/11. What did all the Republicans and conservatives that got outraged, what did they interpret that as? They interpreted it as Hasan saying that the victims of 9/11 deserve to die, deserve to be killed in the way that they were, and that isn't what he was saying. That isn't what he was saying at all. And anyway, that's why he had to clarify, okay? That's why he had to come out and be like, no, guys, that's not what I was saying. And it's he shouldn't even have to do that. You're getting mad at him, and you're being like, oh, look, he had to defend himself, he's so guilty, he has to do it over and over again. It's because of you motherfuckers. It's because of what you are saying about him, you dumb fuck. That's why he has to do it.
That got him into this situation in the first place.
And every type of armed resistance against both the settlers and also the Israeli occupying force in the West Bank. Doesn't matter if it's your favorite podcasters Wife that participate in these raids. The violence that the Palestinians engage in in an act of resistance against this illegal occupying force is literally legal, definitionally legal. Okay? It's just
Yeah, like the point that he's making here is it doesn't matter if it's somebody that you like, if it's somebody that you relate to, if it's one of your friends, if it's one of your family. If they are in the IDF, they're first of all, they're in a terrorist organization. And second of all, any violent action against the IDF is 100% legal according to the ICC, the UN, like all of these different humanitarian organizations agree. If your people are if you yourself are a victim, you and your people are a victim of ethnic cleansing, of genocide, you have a right to defend yourself. Literally, you have the right to defend yourself. It's the same thing that people fucking say about Israel all the time. Israel has the right to defend itself. Like, Israel isn't defending itself. Palestinians are defending themselves from Israel. That's it.
the truth.
While this might not be an explicit call for violence against Hila like some people were initially claiming, the fact...
Yeah, no, it's not only not an explicit call to violence, it's not at all a call to violence. It is not even close to a call to violence. He's making a statement which has a point. The point being that there are inevitably going to be people that you know, that you love, that are a part of this, that are in the IDF, that are doing these terrible things, and you have to overcome the sympathy that you feel for them. You have to overcome that. Like, people within Hasan's community have potentially, over the years, built a parasocial relationship with Ethan and Hila Klein. They've watched Ethan and Hila. They've been watching them. They've been fans. Okay, that is who this statement is for. That's it. Like, yes, you like Hila Klein. She's like, I don't know. Who knows if she's a terrible person or not? Like, none of us really know her. But, like, at the end of the day, whether you like her or not, but especially if you like her, you need to understand that she is literally a former terrorist. She was in a terrorist organization, and she admitted to participating in the terrorism, in the acts of terrorism, that being a night raid. She was involved in at least one night raid, which she talked about pretty extensively, and mentioned that, yeah, it was like her idea. She said, and I'm paraphrasing here, but these are basically her words exactly, that she was bored one day. She was bored. She had recently been transferred to a new unit because she wanted to be transferred. Why did she want to be transferred? Because she was bored, because her last job in the IDF, or her original job in the IDF was like a pencil pushing job. I believe she was a secretary or something. And she didn't like it. She thought it was boring. She felt like she was wasting her life or whatever. So she got moved. She got reassigned, and then she decided that she wanted to participate in a night raid, and then she went on a night raid, and that should be a controversial thing to do. It should be, because these, like I said, these night raids were and are, they continue to be, brutal. They are brutalizing an ethnic minority in an effort to displace them, to terrorize them, to make them live in fear. She participated in that. Okay, that's it. That's the point.
That he is even mentioning Hila Klein's name in the same sentence.
How dare he? How dare he?
Israelis in the West Bank being justified is just so insanely irresponsible that I'm not sure why he's acting so confused why people would be upset with him. He knows exactly what he was doing by saying that. This isn't a slip-up. Mentioning her name in the same sentence was entirely intentional, and not to mention, dangerously irresponsible.
Oh, this. So if I start changing it,
I don't think any violence will actually come to Hila because of this, by the way. In a way, I sort of agree with this sentiment that Grifter and other people are espousing, which is that, oh, like, well, maybe fucking Hasan didn't want to endanger Hila's life, but by making that statement, that's what he did. Okay? And I disagree with this because I do not believe that anybody who is watching Hasan is going to hear this and then be like, oh, okay, well, I need to go and kill Hila Klein. I need to go kill her. Like, no. No, people that watch Hasan, they hear this and they actually fucking listen to him. They actually listen to him and they think about the things that he says. And Hasan is a person that has never advocated for violence against civilians. He has spoken out about violence against civilians. Hila is obviously a fucking civilian now. Okay, she moved to America many, many, many years ago. Hasan has, in fact, collaborated with Hila, knowing full well that she was a member of the IDF. It's not like he didn't have different opinions back then. He still talked about how IDF soldiers are legitimate military targets. And it's because they are. They are. He's been saying this shit for years. Okay, he said this shit when he was literally friends with Hila. Or friends by proxy. I don't know if they were really friends, but he was friends with Ethan. Anyway.
Hasan is Hamas propagandist and therefore a legit military target, which, by the way, he does say that. What? He says that every day, which I do not believe. Everyone is going to be okay with that. This is the fourth time a leftist Twitch streamer has explicitly called for me or Hila's death. Nobody's been reprehended for these death threats by Twitch, not once. I've never called for a death threat against Ethan Klein or Hila Klein. That is insane.
Yeah, that's just a straight up lie. That is just a straight up lie. And anyway, I don't think he's being irresponsible. I think he's being very careful with his words, in fact. And if you fucking listen to him, then you would understand that he does not want any harm to come way of Hila or Ethan. Despite the fact that they have spent the last 2 years mercilessly going after him, mercilessly smearing him, trying to get his advertisers pulled. What little advertisers Hasan actually has. He has like one advertiser. Okay, he doesn't even run ads on his fucking stream anymore. Anyway.
That's bull. And he knows that that's bull. He's just actively trying to victimize himself. This is 49 seconds.
Yep.
This is from 12 hours ago. No repercussions, PFLP, or even former Fatah militants. Okay? It is perfectly legal, perfectly valid, and perfectly moral. Okay? 100%. This is not like this is not a gray area. This is black and white. Okay? It doesn't get more black and white than this. Israel's in the wrong. Israel is actually engaging in an apartheid, which is a crime in and of itself. Israel's doing a genocide in Gaza and an apartheid in the West Bank. 2 crimes in and of itself. And every type of armed resistance against both the settlers and also the Israeli occupying force in the West Bank. Doesn't matter if it's your favorite podcasters like wife that participate in the Israelis. Doesn't matter if wait. The clip also features I'm so confused. The clip also factors the context. Bro had to make absolutely sure he knew he was talking about Hila here for real. I thought the title was saying she was including the people. Twitch is probably going to donate subs to him for that one, but he won't get banned for this. Yeah, this is me talking about, in the process, in the West Bank, an illegal raid that the Israeli occupying force is conducting.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy that he's acting so confused.
They do this every day.
Upset with him. It's pretty obvious, dude. You didn't have to mention her name in that statement. You did it because you knew it would cause a reaction from people. Well, dude, you got the reaction you were looking for. Hasan's PR team must just hate him. Because every time he has multiple articles released about him, trying to clean up his image, he almost immediately goes out and says some stupid shit right away, ruining any positive PR impact that he was getting. Well, it looks like we could guarantee another 3 puff pieces on him at the minimum. And while Hasan is trying to...
Then why does he have, the most concurrent viewers of any Twitch streamer on the fucking platform, dude? I don't know. I don't know, man. Yeah, I think that if you get tens of thousands of views every stream for multiple years in a row, every stream, when you stream every day, you're doing something correctly. Okay, you
sidestepped this controversy, acting like he was just talking about international law. I think all these dog whistles start to look pretty suspicious.
He was. 2 things can be true. He was talking about international law and how that relates to the IDF, and how, and then, once again, people in the IDF are, while they are people that you may know, that you may sympathize with, that you may even be friends with. You may literally have friends in the IDF if you're like me. You know, I literally fucking know people in the IDF. And, formerly in the IDF. And I don't really have any friends, to be honest. I have like one friend that I talk to every day. But anyway, if you are in the IDF, you are a terrorist, okay? I will still talk to you, but I'm not going to pretend like you aren't a terrorist, like you aren't a valid military target. Okay, you are. You are, and like if you are killed by a Palestinian defending themselves, I see that as 100% legal. But you know what would happen to that Palestinian? They would be hunted. They would be killed. They would be executed. Okay, they would if they were lucky, they would just be imprisoned in Israel. They'd be allowed to live. They'd be given the luxury of staying alive. And anyway, it's just really fucked up. That's it.
When you consider where Hasan came from and what they are known for. And it looks like Destiny is thinking the same thing.
One thing that's not talked about enough, and if we're going to bring race to this all the time, then I think maybe we need to take a good look at this. Hasan is from Turkey. Turkey is an ethno-state. Turkey was explicitly created in an ethno-state. The fall of the Ottoman Empire after 1917, when they began to genocide.
I can't believe that we're pulling up the Destiny shit. And anyway, what Destiny is talking about here is correct. Okay, like he's right. It's just that, bro, that was like. Oh, that was a really long time ago. Okay, it was I'm not even saying he's wrong. I'm just saying like the Armenian genocide was a long time ago, and it should be recognized and it should be talked about. And Hasan does that. Okay, he recognizes that Turkey was an ethno-state. It's much different now from the way it was back then. Turkey is a place that is basically like the government is largely distrusted by the majority population, and political dissent is not really allowed. But the Turkish government has chosen to align itself with America and American values. Okay, so they're all Team America over there. And anyway, it doesn't fucking matter. Okay, the Armenian genocide, it's not that it wasn't real, it's not that it didn't matter. Okay, it does matter. It matters immensely. It was a fucking genocide. It was also 100 years ago. So if you're going to like talk about Turkey when at the same time we're talking about Israel, it's like, well, which one of these things is happening right now as we're fucking speaking? Which one of these things is happening? Oh yeah, it's the thing that didn't happen 100 fucking years ago. Yeah. So
all of the Armenians,
who
and they
fucking cares?
all the Greeks away. They did that with the explicit goal of creating their new ethno-state after the fall of the Ottoman Empire, because they wanted their own country with their own ethnic group. And today they continue to engage in that sort of genocidal ethnic cleansing in intent against the Kurdish people in the southeast of the country. So I think the fact that you have a guy that comes from Turkey, which is a genocidal colonial state, they are currently engaged in that type of action. And the island of Cyprus to the south of Turkey, they're currently engaged in genocidal actions against the Kurds. Remember how they said, oh, when we abandoned the Kurds under Trump, we didn't abandon the Kurds to Assad, we didn't abandon the Kurds to ISIS, we abandoned the Kurds to Turkey.
I like it how it like, look, So, the Kurd thing is like ethnic cleansing. Sure, genocide. No. Definitionally, I disagree. I'm not saying that it's necessarily not a genocide. I am saying that I'm not convinced that it is. But like I'm a person with an open mind, and I'm willing to look at the evidence. From what I've seen so far about this Kurdish situation in Turkey, I think that Kurdish people are certainly discriminated against, and I think displaced to an extent as well, which certainly constitutes an ethnic cleansing situation. But genocide, I don't think so. I don't think so. In order for something to be a genocide, it needs to meet, I believe, like 2 of the requirements out of a list. Okay, and I think that, I'd say that they probably meet one of these parameters in Turkey. But again, I'm not convinced it's genocide. That's just me personally. Okay, I'm willing to hear people out though. But anyway, it still doesn't matter because it's not on the same level as what's going on in Israel. It's just not. Okay, we're talking about an 80-year-long apartheid with an active genocide that is happening. They are lobbing bombs at them daily. It's just like, it's no comparison. Okay, they're not fucking doing that to the Kurds. They're just not. I'm not saying that it's okay. I'm not saying that it isn't wrong. Okay, but also Hasan doesn't advocate. He doesn't go out of his way to defend Turkey in their relations with Kurds. He just doesn't. He never fucking does that. Like, all of you Israel defenders will go on here and you will die on this hill. You will defend Israel at any cost. At any fucking cost. And then you say, like, oh, well, Hasan doesn't care about the Kurds. It's like, he does. It's not like he's going on there and being like, oh, Turkey has the right to defend itself against the Kurds. Like, he's not fucking doing that. He's not fucking doing that, dumbass.
To kill, okay?
The fuck are you talking about?
A million or more Greek citizens were ethnically cleansed, removed from Turkey because they don't want to deal with any of them. So, I don't know, a guy that's coming from Turkey, whose uncle founded a network called the Young Turks, which was the name of the group that was largely responsible for the Armenian genocide, is really fucking weird to me. I don't know what kind of ethnic ground he can stand on to attack all Israelis or all Jewish people, mentioning the Hila Klein, who is an American citizen living in the United States of America, and then not have to address or reconcile.
She is an American citizen, yeah, but what other country is she a citizen of? What other country is she a citizen of, Stephen? Oh, that's right. It's Israel. And, oh, yeah, and she served in the fucking IDF. Oh, yeah. Oh, maybe that's why he brought her up. I don't know.
History
I don't know,
of
man.
his bloodline in his the country that his parents come from, which when I believe his dad is like a founding member of some far-right political party. I think. I don't know so much about that shit. But, like, that's crazy to me. And maybe it does need to be addressed more. That if we're going to bring up, like, the ethno-bend or the ethno-religious or the ethno-nationalist tendencies of Israel, maybe more attention needs to be paid from where people like Hasan come from and what his ideology is. Because I've never heard him say shit about what Turkey has done in the past or what Turkey is currently doing right now. So, I don't know. Maybe that's worth paying attention to, but Jesus Christ, these statements are fucking unhinged.
Jeez.
Yeah, like, imagine if Hasan did talk about these things with Turkey, and imagine that he went on his live stream and he was like, oh, like, none of this is happening, like, the Turkish government would never lie, and they're not actually doing any of these awful things, and whatnot. Like, Hasan doesn't talk about Turkey that much, but when he does, he is highly critical of the Turkish government. Obviously, they're like MAGA. They're fucking pro-Trump. Okay, the Turkish government fucking loves Donald Trump and everything that he does. They're like his lapdog. Okay, and anyway, that's normally what he talks about when he talks about Turkey, which is again sparingly. And I suspect it's probably because it just doesn't really fucking matter. Like, Turkey is kind of a blip. Like, it doesn't have Turkey doesn't really hold all the cards. You know what I mean? Like, I know we joke about Turkey #1 or like Turkey's gonna take over the world. That's not gonna fucking happen. Okay, it's never gonna fucking happen. It's fucking Turkey. Anyway, I also suspect though that he doesn't speak out as much about Turkey because he goes there. He still goes there. And people in Turkey are not allowed to, like talk badly about the government. You will be sent to prison. You will be killed for doing that. So I suspect that's why he doesn't do that. He still goes to Turkey. But I don't know. I'm speculating though.
That's
so anyway,
really
let's keep
way of
going.
putting it. Honestly, when you look at this situation through the lens of that, it looks even worse. People should probably keep this in mind more often when Hasan is making these insane statements. Because it sounds a whole lot worse when you consider the guy randomly bringing up Hila's name in this statement about violence being justified against Israelis in the West Bank. Just so happens to be the guy from Turkey.
She has literally talked about doing violence against people in the West Bank. Like, when you go on your podcast, okay, your podcast, your husband's podcast, whatever, and you talk about how you participated in an illegal night raid on citizens of the West Bank, then yeah, I think you are opening yourself up to some criticism. I think you are, like, and I think to ignore that, or to like pretend like you aren't opening yourself up to criticism, is just fucking stupid. Like, yeah, you were a valid military target. Like, if Hila Klein were shot and killed today, that would be really fucked up. Because she's not in the fucking West Bank, she's in California. But if she were shot and killed in that night raid, I would see that as a perfectly legitimate response. She was participating in an illegal night raid. If like retaliation had resulted in her unfortunate death, I just wouldn't. What Hasan is saying, what we're all saying, is that would be a legal response. Okay, that's why I don't feel an immense amount of sympathy for dead IDF soldiers. When I read about it, when I see it in the media, I don't feel bad for them. Okay, not like I would an average person that is killed. Okay, because once again, they are Nazis. They are people. They're people too. They have lives. They have family. They love people, and people love them just like everybody else. But like, they're fucking Nazis, man. Like, what, you want me to feel bad for them? Like, I don't. I really don't. You know, maybe a little bit, but anyway, that's the fucking
created
point.
a company
Okay?
called
That's
the
it.
Young Turks, who are famously genocidal. So when you take that into account, and the fact that this guy is famous,
genocidal, they're
America
genocidal.
deserved 9/11. It really
If I'm not mistaken, every person on the Young Turks has acknowledged the Armenian genocide, and for some of them it took years because motherfuckers were just yelling at them constantly about it. Like, do you acknowledge the Armenian genocide? Like, dude, everybody that did the Armenian genocide is dead. Obviously, all the victims are dead too, and I think that the generational trauma has, been passed down. Of course, it has. It's my understanding that reparations were never paid to the victims, and that goes a long way in stopping the cycle of abuse that you commonly see with victims of things like this. But anyway, it's just like it happened in the 1920s, and like you're yelling at modern or contemporary Democrats to acknowledge it because of their ethnic background. It's so fucking stupid. Like, Cenk has lived in America most of his life, I'm pretty sure. Most of his life. And he's been doing the Young Turks, and ever since he started it, he's had to deal with people like you, people on the right, yelling at him about the Armenian genocide, which happened 80 years before he was fucking born.
shouldn't be too hard to
80
see the
or
dog whistle.
however,
Hasan
it's
made
like
when
60
mentioning
years
Hila's
before
name
he
in
was
this
born.
statement.
Whatever.
Now, let's take a look at what blew up this situation in the first place. It was when Asmongold reacted to this clip he saw on Twitter and got an incorrect initial impression of it. Because people were spreading
It's like if a German person that was born in the year 2000 started a political show or whatever, and people were like constantly yelling at them about fucking Nazis. Like, do you condemn the Holocaust? Do you acknowledge the Holocaust? Just like constantly every fucking day, you're like yelling at this little German person about the fucking Holocaust. Like, dude, they were born in the year 2000. It doesn't fucking matter. Yes, they probably acknowledge the genocide. It is so bad faith to like constantly berate people on the Young Turks about the Armenian genocide, and
around
it's
saying
fucking
Hasan was making
stupid.
a direct call for violence against Hila. And while that might be technically incorrect, it doesn't mean people should be any less outraged.
What?
Hasan meant.
What? Why? No, not technically incorrect. Completely incorrect. What he just said here is he said I said that Hasan called for direct violence, and I was technically incorrect. No, man, you weren't technically incorrect. You were entirely incorrect. What the fuck are you talking about? You said he was calling for direct violence against her? Like, you cannot watch the clip with your own eyes and ears and come to that conclusion without just lying, without lying to yourself, without lying to others.
The incorrect initial impression.
You just
People were
can't.
spreading it around saying Hasan was making a direct call for violence against Hila. And while that might be technically
Okay,
incorrect,
you said
it
other
doesn't
people,
mean
whatever.
people should be any less outraged that Hasan mentioned her in the same sentence.
And
Why?
every type of armed resistance
Why?
against both the settlers and also the Israeli occupation.
Like imagine Hasan had come out instead and said, I think that somebody should assassinate Hila Klein. You'd think that would be that would warrant the same amount of outrage that he's getting now? You fucking serious?
Occupying force in the West Bank. Doesn't matter if it's your favorite podcasters
The fuck are you talking
Life
about?
that participate in these raids. The violence that the Palestinians engage in an act of resistance against this illegal occupying force is literally legal, definitionally legal. Okay? It's just the truth. And
No, it's not. If somebody attacks Hila Klein, they're gonna go to jail. Why is he telling people this? Why would he be saying?
Why is he telling people that? Why?
I mean, like, he's making a direct call for violence. A
Yeah.
direct and immediate call for violence.
Yeah, dude,
against people
direct call
that
for
are
violence,
American
yeah.
citizens. And so, yeah, make a post like with Alpha Mike. Let's share it. Yeah, I think that's something Ethan should report to the FBI. Honestly, yeah. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, I think that, like, I mean, at this point, like, you have.
And he will report it to the FBI. We're talking about the same guy that sent bones to his own house. He spent like thousands of dollars to send real human bones to his own house so that he could record videos of him opening the boxes. So so he could be all scared. Oh no, I got bones in my mail. Yeah, we know he's gonna do
Like,
this.
it's domestic.
Okay?
Yeah, I mean, report what? Report that you have a person that's on a platform that's making an open call for violence and insinuating that one specific person should be a victim to that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that isn't what was happening. Okay, I'm not gonna fucking beat you over the head with it. But like, even if Hasan did do that, like, what the fuck would calling the FBI do? What the fuck would calling the FBI do? They can't even stop a shooter that they know is about to shoot up a place. Oh, he was on our radar. Like, they can't even fucking stop them. You think they're gonna stop Hasan from, like, saying these things? No. No. Now, if Hasan did say something like that, obviously he would get banned. Obviously, he would get banned so fucking fast. He'd get banned so fucking fast. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? He got banned. I'm pretty sure the last time he got banned, it was because of, like, some shit about Kanye got him banned. I can't remember what it was about. But it was a couple of years ago. It was when all that shit was happening. Oh wait, no, he got, well, the Rick Scott band was reversed, I believe. It was reversed. So that one doesn't count. But the last band that he served his sentence was because of some shit he said about Kanye. It doesn't matter.
Do you really think
Let's
so?
just keep going.
Let me go ahead and let's actually evaluate what he said and think if it's a threat or not. If he said that about Donald Trump, would the Secret Service be at his house? And he definitely said if you're in
Did Donald Trump participate in an illegal night raid in the West Bank? I don't think
West
so.
Bank, which is Palestinian territory? No. Well, no, because he said former.
PFLP, or even former Fatah militants. Okay? It is perfectly legal, perfectly valid, and perfectly moral. Okay?
Yeah, he was saying former Fatah militants in the IDF, because guess who's in the IDF? Former Fatah militants. Dumbass.
100%. This is not like this is not a gray area.
Yep.
This is black and white. Okay? It doesn't get more black and white than this.
And he's also he said former, number one. He did. Number two, not only did he say former, but he stated her by name, and she was formerly in the military. There's no talking around this.
Guys, come on, you just have to trust me. Just trust me, bro.
Right?
Just
I
trust
mean,
me, bro.
this is crazy. Like, this has been a problem. I think that this problem has been escalating over time. And I think that especially ever since October 7th, I think that Hasan has basically gotten more and more and more extreme. And is he facilitating terrorism in his chat?
He's
Is he
gotten more
promoting terrorism?
extreme?
Well, it's undeniable that he promotes terrorism. This is an undeniable objective fact. He puts it out there and he says that he's 10 toes down and he supports it. I mean, like, this is not, Hasan isn't a terrorist, but he promotes terror. And so why is this even happening? And so anyway, let's go back. We're going to find this. This is what Hasan does to you. You're finding a fault on technicality, but you know Hasan doesn't mean that. Well, I would give you that, and I would say...
The IDF, by definition, is a terrorist organization. Therefore, if you support Israel, if you're a sympathizer, you are doing terrorism sympathy. You are platforming a terrorist or whatever. You're doing that. When you do shit like that, when you say shit like that, you are unironically doing the thing that you're accusing Hasan of doing. Which he's not. He's not, because the thing is, like, when people defend Israeli terrorism, they defend it in the practical, like, reality of it. Like what I mean is, they're like, oh, well, like, it's bad, but they have to do it. But they have to do these awful things. They have to blow up children and snipe them in the head. Because Hamas. You don't understand. It's because Hamas. And it's just like, yeah, I forgot where I was going with that. Honestly, like, I forgot where the fuck I was going. Oh, yeah, well, anyway, that's what it's like when people defend Israel. But when you defend a terrorist organization like Hamas, it really doesn't sound nearly as bad at face value, because it's not. Because Hamas is fighting against the IDF terrorist organization. And Hamas commits acts of terror as well, but they don't blow up children. They don't snipe children in the head, or at least not at nearly the same rate. I mean, they may have blown up some children in the Second Intifada, but that was 25 years ago. And I don't even know if that actually happened. I don't know if any children were blown up during the Second Intifada. But anyway, it's just like, this is the fucking reality that we're working with here, okay? Like Palestinian child death is just a daily occurrence that happens. And on the flip side, like, when it happens to Israel, when, like, there's an attack on their land, then they decide to go even harder with the genocide. And that's the dynamic here. Okay? You fight back, we are going to annihilate you. That's it.
Say that if Hasan didn't mention Hila, then I don't think that anybody would be saying this at all. Nobody would be saying this. But the problem is that he did. Like, if I wouldn't care about this. Like, oh yeah, him saying, like, oh, you can fight back against people that are...
Yeah, I mean, I've been waiting to say this. I don't think he should have mentioned her either. Okay, I don't think he should have. I think he knows that. I think Hasan probably is aware of that. Because he's said before, I've heard him say this, that, like, he's like, oh, I don't want to talk about Ethan, like, just shut up about Ethan, talking to his audience, like, I don't want to talk about him. And, I think he is kinda lying, like, he does want to talk about him, he doesn't want to talk about him, but he does. He does, because, like, think about it, when you were friends with someone and they stabbed you in the back, or maybe you stabbed them in the back. I don't know. But, like, anyway, when you have a falling out with a friend, you kind of want to avoid them, but you also kind of want to talk shit about them. Okay, you really do. Admit it. You do. Okay, if you're the average person, if you're a normal person, that is just the reality. And so I think that Hasan struggles with that. He wants to talk shit about Ethan. He wants to expose him, because they were friends and he trusted him, and now it's all over. Now it's all like the dust is settling, and I think he just is angry. And anyway, I don't think he should talk about them either. I think he knows that. I think sometimes he just can't really stop himself. But with this situation in particular, it's like, man, you literally could have avoided all of this drama by just not mentioning Hila, by just not mentioning her. That's it. That's it. I don't know why he brought her up. I actually, I've seen the context of the clip, as in, like, I've seen the full clip. I don't know if there was a reason that he brought her up, like from earlier in the conversation or whatever. I don't know.
Invading a country. Nobody has a problem with that. But for him to say that you should do this to somebody that is, an armed military resistance to a person who's not even there anymore, that's totally different.
See, while he might have gotten the initial impression wrong, that's not exactly his fault because that's what was stated in the clip on Twitter. And with that statement and the clip together, that's honestly the impression it gives off. But Asmongold is 100% correct in saying that people wouldn't be upset if he didn't mention Hila's name. Like, there was just literally no reason for him to mention her. She hasn't been a member of the IDF in a long time and is an American citizen. This is just dangerously irresponsible.
No, there wasn't there wasn't no reason to mention her. She is a large content creator that also just so happens to be a former member of the fucking IDF. Like, it's not crazy to mention her in this context. Okay, I still think he shouldn't have done it, like I said before. But that's not because it's immoral or it's wrong to, like, talk about her. Like, she was in a fucking terrorist organization. I think it is fine to talk about that publicly. But I just don't think that it was like that it was worth it. Okay, like, look at all this drama, look at all this fucking fallout. They're they're content farming this for clout. All these fucking right-wing people are content farming this shit, and it's just like, it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it, man. Like, and like, it really never is. Like, honestly, I agree with Hasan when he says I shouldn't talk about them. I don't want to talk about them. Like, I don't think I should. I agree with him. I don't think you should either. I don't think you should pay any attention to fucking Hila Klein. He's a maniac, and he's just like a fucking Nazi sympathizer, basically. He's a contemporary Nazi sympathizer. So, yeah, I think that he just shouldn't talk about them. Shouldn't talk to them, certainly. And just let them keep talking shit, and when they do that, then you can, like, debunk them. If Ethan drops another content nuke, if he makes more videos about Hasan, then okay, like, see, I didn't understand that. I don't know. Well, maybe I did understand it, but what? So when the content nuke came out, Hasan didn't want to review it, and like, I can understand why. But I feel like if I were him, I'd fucking review it. Like, that's just content right there, baby. That's free content, man. So, like, I'd be watching that shit. I'd react to it. Especially if it's about me, and I'm a big content creator. Yeah, like, hell yeah. And like, Ethan, but anyway, I like, with their falling out and how they used to be friends, like, I guess I get why he didn't want to review it. But still, like, I think when people make stupid fucking videos like that, then that just gives you the opportunity to react and attack them, verbally, of course. But like, bringing them up in this way is just silly. I don't agree with Hasan. Fucking, like, one thing that I've seen him do is, like, talk about Ethan's Instagram post, and it's like, who fucking cares about Instagram posts? Who the fuck is following him on Instagram? Like, probably a couple dozen thousand people. Like, it's just like, it's not that important, man. It's fucking Instagram, okay? I don't know, like,
at the bare minimum,
goddamn
people
fly,
are rightfully upset at him for this. He could act like it's just being all blown out of proportion, but it's not. It's crazy how this guy just constantly tests the waters at Twitch to see how far he can go. And every time he gets away with it, he goes just a little bit further. It's really only a matter of time till we see something seriously bad happen because of this guy's crazy dog whistling. Anyway, guys, I said my bit. Hope you guys liked the video, and if you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe.
Yeah, it
if you want to see more
sucked.
content like this,